Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your Libertarian car guy. As you can see, I'm driving the new Prius, which has a kind of Tesla-like main central cluster interface through which you access almost everything to operate the car. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. What I wanted to talk to you about today was something very odd that happened to me while driving this car on Friday. On Thursday in Southwest Virginia, we had a big ice storm, and all the trees were coated with ice, and also the cars. Well, I got in the Prius to take it down the mountain to run some errands, and I had let it warm up prior to getting in and going, and so the windshield was clear, and I thought most of the rest of the car was clear, or at least the things that you would think are important to clear off, like, you know, the side windows, the rear windows, etc. So anyway, I headed down the road, and I'm driving like I am right now in a line of cars. There's a car in front of me, and I'm going about 30 miles an hour, I think, at the time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the brakes slammed on. I'm not talking about mild braking. I'm talking about full force, both feet on the pedal, throw you through the dashboard kind of application of the brakes. And it was the automated emergency braking system that a lot of cars have, including this car. I'm not sure what triggered it. I think that it was triggered by ice on the sensors. There are sensors all around the perimeter of this car and also other cars that have the system, which is pretty much every 2019 car at this point. And they detect an object in the vehicle's path. And if they detect that object, then of course they apply the brakes. If you don't, but in this case, there was no object in the path of my vehicle at all. I wish I'd had the camera on so I could have showed it to you. The brakes went on, the light on the dashboard went on, and interestingly, and this is something I have not experienced in other cars that have the automated emergency brake feature, I could not countermand it. The car literally stopped in the middle of the road. I pressed on the gas pedal, and normally in other cars that I've tested, which is a lot of cars that have that feature, pressing on the accelerator will countermand the brake system, and it's a little herky-jerky, but you can keep on going. In this case, the car literally stopped in the middle of the road, and I am lucky that the car behind me was not tailgating and had enough room to stop, because literally the guy could have piled right into me from an unanticipated, unexpected braking maneuver on the part of the car. I think that it's something that Toyota is going to need to look into. A lot of people don't realize that these sensors have to be not obscured by anything, and that includes mud as well as ice, in order to perform properly. And I need to find out whether the system is supposed to kind of go into some sort of a default off mode when the sensors can't accurately tell what's going on around them. If not, that's an issue, and I think that it's an issue that needs to be addressed so that there aren't problems like that going forward. The Prius is a particularly advanced car in terms of a lot of the tech that's being used. Almost everything on this car is quasi-automated or drive-by-wire. That includes the throttle. The gear selector, as you can see there, is like a toggle. It's not connected to anything physically, mechanically. You move that little toggle, and sensors then detect where the position of that toggle is and relay that information to the computer, which engages the appropriate gear, and so on. And that's how the whole car works. Everything is based on sensors and kind of fly-by-wire for people who are hip to aircraft and aviation stuff. The downside to that, of course, is that you've got no mechanical ability to intervene. You're kind of at the mercy. Ooh, there's a porker up ahead. Hear my radar detector going off? I love my radar detector. Anyway, I'll have more up at epautos.com, but I wanted to talk to you about that. Silence that beeping. Just so that you're aware of that, because if you have a vehicle that has automated emergency braking, be sure before you go out for a drive, if the weather's been bad, that you've cleared off all of those sensors, particularly if it's rainy and muddy and icy. It's an important safety issue and not something to be taken lightly. Anyway, thanks for viewing, and we'll catch up with you again soon.